everybody. Welcome to the Homeschooling Podcast, brought to you by The Great Discovery. I'm so excited to be here today. We have so much to share with you, and I'm so grateful that you guys are tuning in to check this out. Alex is my co-host. Alex, I'm so grateful to have you here. What are you excited about today?
Oh, I'm super excited because we have Sandra Harry, the co-CEO of The Great Discovery, here to break down how homeschoolers can use The Great Discovery in their homeschooling journey. So we're getting it from the very top, the CEO, co-CEO of the company, Sandra Harry. And let me introduce Sandra Harry, and then we're going to hear from her. If you don't know Sandra Harry, she is the co-CEO of The Great Discovery. The Great Discovery is the fourth generation of Six Sigma. The Great Discovery empowers individuals to streamline decision-making, optimize personal processes, and achieve their goals with the same proven techniques used by major corporations all over the world. She is the chairman of the board for the Dr. Michael J. Harry Six Sigma Management Institute. Sandra is dedicated to continuing the groundbreaking work of the late Dr. Michael J. Harry by empowering individuals and organizations with Six Sigma. As an executive master black belt, personally trained by Dr. Harry in Lean Six Sigma, she excels at strategic resource management, business optimization, and profitability. Sandra is a forward-thinking corporate executive with more than 20 years of proven experience in large-scale national and international companies. Sandra is the senior consultant at the CDC Software, Inc., primarily known as a provider of hybrid enterprise resource planning ERP software. She also served as the CFO of the James Hardie Gibson Inc. Sandra holds a business administration degree from the University of Washington and an EMBA from the University of California. Sandra Harry is also such an amazing person, and just like I consider her a friend, truly a friend. And she's here to talk to us today all about homeschooling and how, like I said, we can use The Great Discovery in our homeschooling journey, how children, how parents can use The Great Discovery to get that amazing high quality education that everybody on the planet needs. So Sandra, so honored to have you here today. Let me give you a first question here and we'll start the conversation off with this.
Thank you, Alex.
Oh, of course. You started The Great Discovery. Children were a key part of why The Great Discovery was created. So tell us a little bit about that. You know, The Great Discovery, it's an online e-learning platform for people in every country, every language, on every subject, on every topic, but more importantly, you know, every age, right? Every age can learn from The Great Discovery. So tell us about The Great Discovery and why you created it specifically for people of all ages.
Well, The Great Discovery, as you said, is the fourth generation of Six Sigma. So my late husband, Dr. Michael Harry, created that and wanted people to experience the benefits that Six Sigma gave big corporations. So he found the Six Sigma way of thinking without all the massive statistics, and that's what The Great Discovery is. But his dream was to also take it to the education system. And this is something you guys don't know. We actually presented The Great Discovery to Carnegie Mellon in Northern California years ago. And they told us that it was awesome. They'd love to put it into school curriculums, but there was so much bureaucracy, it would take them 10 years or 20 years to do it probably. And so we were a little deflated by that. So Michael and I said, well, we'll just do this on our own. So we took it to the adult population, then we took it down to the teens, and now we have taken it down to 5 years old, 5 to 8 years old through the Bentley series book. Now, why is it important for everyone to have the Six Sigma way of thinking? Well, first off, it's got 40 years of proven success in corporations behind it. Imagine what that can do for someone's life. I call it giving them a half a Sigma bump in their life. A Sigma is the goodness in something, right? So just imagine the change to the world and society if we can do that for everyone, even children. It's amazing. So we started adults, then we tested it with teens. They loved it. And we said, why don't we go all the way down to the 5 years old with the Bentley series book? And eventually, Alex, what we would love to do is have an online e-learning whole platform for just the children. So you mentioned The Great Discovery is an e-learning platform, which it is. And so we have a lot of adult, teen, and we're starting to get children's content coming on. But I want to have a whole gaming site for the kids. I mean, that would be just absolutely amazing. So kind of where it started, and it just kind of has kept growing, and we've been nurturing it. But one of the important things I think about our kids in The Great Discovery, taking it down to the 5-year-olds to 8-year-olds, is our core values are developed in us by about the time we're 8 or 9 years old. And they stick with us our whole entire lives. We're born with them, right? They can shift with major life events. But if we can teach children in that 5 to 8-year-old range about them and about how to start to feel those and start to understand what their life could be like if they can utilize those core values every day. And the second book in the series, Bentley's Treasure, is about that. We relate to values as treasures for the children. So when we went into a public school district here recently with the children's book series, we wanted to gather some data, do a pilot, and we did. And the teachers got a little upset when we started telling them that we wanted the kids to dream big and dream far and dream about anything. You know, the teachers told us, they said, you can't let the kids do that. They all want to be NBA stars and NFL stars and princesses. And that's just not reality. They're not going to be those. So you've got to tell them, no, you can't do that. And I said, but wait, why can't we let the kids discover that? Why can't we let them start to say, okay, I want to be a princess. What do I need to be a princess? I need to wave, and I need to smile, and I have to talk to people. And with the boys with being NBA and NFL stars, you know, they're going to have to learn all these skills. Well, not all of them are going to make it, but they're going to discover that themselves. And then they're going to discover what their values are and be able to do things on their values. So that was really one of the important things about starting down to the 5 and 8-year-olds and getting that curriculum put in place. As we know, the public school systems are difficult to get into, but at least we're doing a pilot, gathering data, and our real positioning is into the homeschooling market, Alex, which is kind of what we're here to talk about today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I went to public school. I actually wanted to be homeschooled, but my parents said, it's not really an option. There wasn't this online education platform. And you mentioned that, you know, Carnegie Mellon, who kind of controls the curriculum nationwide, I mean, very slow to adapt and change, right? And the world is changing so fast. I mean, faster than ever before. Education is changing. The skills we learned yesterday may not be relevant tomorrow. And so homeschooling and additional and supplemental education is so important. And that's a key reason why the Great Discovery is so important for homeschoolers. So can you talk to us a little bit about that, of how, you know, the Great Discovery can really enhance children's education, why it might be a more positive alternative to than traditional education?
So absolutely, Alex. So learning to think the Six Sigma way of thinking it's a different way of thinking. It is, you go through a process, you learn the proven path, and it is a second order change. And I know you've been through it, Alex, and you probably notice now in your life when you're addressing problems and things that you need to achieve, that just kicks in because there's a reticular activating system in the back of your brain. And so I'll give you an example of how that works, right? And you can activate that system and it's very powerful. So say I decide I want to go buy a red car. All of a sudden I see red cars everywhere. I didn't see them before, but now I see them everywhere. I'm a mother, I get pregnant. Now I see everything pregnant. Everybody's pregnant, all baby stuff, right? So we utilize the power of that system with the Great Discovery. So when you learn it, then you'll use that in your whole entire life. It's a second order change. It's like, you can't give it up. It's like a second order change is going from no cell phone to a cell phone. Are you going to give up that cell phone? Well, some of us do some days, but not in general, right? Refrigerator, you going to give up a refrigerator in your home? No, second order change. So if we can teach people that Six Sigma way of thinking, even down to 5 years old, imagine the advantages they have in their life growing up. At the end of the day, Six Sigma is a problem-solving system. And that's what we're teaching people, how to address problems and where they want to succeed and how they want to succeed. So if we can teach that to our little ones, all of their education, no matter where they get it, whether it's traditional education, homeschooling, or whatever, it's going to give them a bump in their learning, their education. They're going to be able to take in that information, use it, process it, and really take it to more of an advantage. So if you take a step back with the traditional education systems, they're awesome, but they're broken. A lot of people say they're not really broken, they're obsolete. If you talk to Dennis Denoya, he's a former teacher, he has a whole homeschooling platform, he'll tell you that it's obsolete. So we need new ways of thinking and new ways of teaching our children. So the Great Discovery going in and giving them a base in anything they do going to just accelerate their learning in anything they do. Now, for the whole homeschooling market, I mean, I have to say, Alex, that was pretty cool. You want to be homeschooled. I didn't even know about homeschooling when I was young. I'm not even sure if it was available right back in those days. But I have to commend the parents who homeschool, because that's a lot of work. And if we can take the Great Discovery and lay a foundation for these kids and make it even better for them and easier for them. One of the things in the books that we've done is we created a page that explains to the parent, guardian, who's ever helping the kid with the book, about what that book is about so that they can help the kids. So now imagine if through this whole process, we can get the parents trained in the Great Discovery, and then now they're helping their kids through the Great Discovery and using that as a basis for everything. So it's laying a foundation that they're going to be able to use for their whole entire lives, no matter what education system they go into, homeschooling, public, traditional college, whatever that is, it's just going to lay that foundation.
And one of the really amazing parts about the Great Discovery is you have that foundation, right? That will walk children or teens or adults all the way through, right? Really give them a core on how to think about problems, which translates into every area of education. Mm-hmm. But another thing about the Great Discovery was that you also wanted to allow other people to host and to sell and to educate other people all around the world. I mean, the Great Discovery gives a great foundation for learning, mm-hmm. but then the Great Discovery also gives the homeschooling parent, the tutor, the teacher to also share their knowledge and their wisdom, not just with their children or their community, but with people all over the world in every country and every language. So tell us a little bit about that and why that was an important feature to add into the Great Discovery.
Well, Alex, what we realized when we were launching the Great Discovery course, right? So the 4th generation of Six Sigma, is that we were taking people through and they needed knowledge. If I wanted to learn to be a chef, I can take you through a proven path in the Great Discovery and help you succeed and set all your goals and walk right down the proven path and get you there. But at some point, one of those milestones is going to be, you got to learn how to cook, right? You got to learn how about food. And so we realized that if we could pull together a whole e-learning platform and offer that knowledge, marry it up with the Great Discovery course, we call it the Great Discovery International course, with all the knowledge they're going to need right in one platform, how amazing would that be? And so it just exploded one day. And Tim and I just sat and looked at each other and went, wow, we could empower humanity, not only with the Great Discovery, but with knowledge, all knowledge. So one of the things we're working on the platform right now, and this has not been announced, we're looking at it. It's kind of, a little project Kathy and I are working on, is we're looking at when someone comes into the site, there's a lot of courses right now, and there's going to be thousands more, and it can be a little overwhelming. What do I start with? What if they had areas of study? We're not sure what we're going to call them yet. Like you go into a college, and I wanted to be an accountant, right? Since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be an accountant. I mean, who wants to be an accountant at 5 years old? But I did. But so I went down the accounting path, the business and accounting path, right? So what if we had those types of paths in the Great Discovery? Somebody could go in and say, you know what, I want to learn about yoga and mindfulness today, and start on a path with that. And we could offer them those programs of study. So it's kind of like a college, but yet it's not a college, because it's information from professionals that you can learn quickly. So that is kind of how the whole thing exploded. And this is kind of a little snippet on where we kind of are going with some of these new we're calling them programs of study right now, but if we want to come up with some better names, right?
We call it a global classroom, or even a global university, or a global preschool or elementary. I mean, really a single hub of all global education, mm-hmm. right? For any age, any topic, any person. And that voice translation software allows us, something that Bree said, is that we can learn from people in other countries, boots on the ground, their experience. So tell us a little bit about that and that global aspect of the Great Discovery and how that's going to enhance our education and our children's education.
Alex, it is amazing, the technology that we have today. And this on-demand translations that we're about ready to launch is a huge game changer and will truly make the Great Discovery e-learning platform a global solution. I mean, it's going to be overnight. When we throw that up, it's going to be amazing. So what that does, think about this. I've been a consultant most of my career, but I could only consult with people speaking English, right? So the Dr. Michael J. Harry Six Sigma Management Institute, we have reps and global directors all over the world so that we could bring our knowledge to other languages, and everything had to be translated, traditional translated, very expensive, very slow going. What this does is it makes us global overnight, literally overnight. When someone can come into our platform, put on a course anywhere in the world, and then anywhere in the world anybody is, they can go in and on demand listen to that course. That is truly a global solution. And that opens up, the possibilities are limitless, Alex. They are limitless. So let me take one step back though, but I want to mention this. So in my career, it's always been about what degree you have, what, I have an executive MBA, I have an executive master black belt, I'm, all these letters behind your name, right? Well, employers are starting to shift away from traditional education. They want to bring in people who know what's going on out there. They want to learn from professionals directly. They want micro courses. They don't want to be sitting in 4 years of college. They want people to be able to come up to speed and be able to start coming in and practicing and bringing in their knowledge and looking at things with new eyes. Our platform offers that because we will have courses in all categories, all types of knowledge that people can come in. So we are starting to see a shift away from that traditional education, and it's a lot more cost effective. So someone can come into the platform, a young kid I need to learn about AI. I want to go and I want to be a professional in AI. We've got courses in AI. Guess what they can do? If they can't afford it, they can drive traffic to the Great Discovery and make money while they're earning. That's a game changer again. So a global solution where anybody in the world can get on because our language barriers are down. They can earn money while they're studying. And think of a lot of third world countries where people don't have money for educations. This opens that up, completely opens that up. It's just an absolute game changer with the translations and making it a global solution.
100%. I'm just that's the thing that really got to me. I have a background in education, so that's what I did. I did a lot of curriculum writing. I taught in a lot of classrooms, and when I saw extra programs that would come in, and not everybody has access to them, but when we had 3M wizards come in and teach science to K to second grade, right? And watching those kids excel and get excited about science and learn new things. And it was through experiments and learning. They had such a step ahead of so many others. And we're exciting that knowledge in them. We're getting kids that may not have ever thought about going into sciences as a profession, get excited about it and learn about it at those young ages. And classrooms don't offer that. And you maybe you have your kids in public school and you can't teach, you can homeschool. It's just not feasible for you. But the Great Discovery is there to offer supportive classes and things that they wouldn't get elsewhere to give your child the opportunity to still learn these things. And you really had me when you said, and there's a workbook section that actually instructs the parents. What are our main points? What are we trying to teach here? What are we learning? Because that really can be a big difference where it's hard to answer your child's questions if you're not understanding it yourself. So that was huge.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you think about the Great Discovery and the Bentley series all the way down to 5 years old, it's available to anybody. It's not just available to homeschooling. Of course, it's available to parents who have children in public schools. They can get the series, and then the kids and the parents looking at Bentley's series, then the parents might go, wow, maybe I want to go learn about this. And so that would be amazing. So we can get this to people in so many different ways, you guys. That we can get to the Great Discovery through the kids, getting the book series to them, through the teen program. And then if we can get the parents involved, we can get the parents up to speed on what the Great Discovery is. Now, we run teen programs. We have a whole teen program. We have the Bentley series, which is K to third grade. So that's your 5 to 8. We are missing the piece for the 9 to 12. Now, we can teach the teen program to the 9 to 12 years old. We can actually get them through it. They're bright enough, and we've got it down to the level that they can get through it. It's a little bit more of a struggle for them, but we want to create a comic book series for the 9 to 12-year-olds. And I think that would be fun because in the teen program, listen to this, the very first teen pilot that we did a pilot years ago, and we have one kid who just got drafted into the NBA. His dream was to be an NBA player, and he just got drafted, which is amazing. And another one of them wanted to be a lawyer, and she is now a lawyer. I mean, another one wanted to be a doctor. She just got accepted into school to be a doctor. And so these kids are like, they're excelling and they're using the Great Discovery every day. But what was amazing was we did the first pilot, okay? And there's restraining forces and driving forces in the Great Discovery. And if you haven't been through it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you've been through it, you know what I'm talking about, okay? And they identified those with their restraining forces as villains, and their superheroes were the driving forces. And they were like, you should create a comic book. So we got that out of the first pilot class. The kids actually came up with that, and we're very excited about it. So we decided to do the Bentley series first and get that behind us, and then we're going to circle back for the 9 to 12 because we can use the teen program. But so exciting, they just took it and embraced with it. I mean, it just ran with it. It's amazing.
Well, Sandra, one of the important parts about the Great Discovery, about Six Sigma, is doing the dreaming, right? Having that dream and having that vision and having that goal. Can you paint us a picture? I mean, we have a big vision for the Great Discovery. I share that vision. Can you just share that vision of how, educating the entire world, empowering humanity? Can you just tell us a little bit more about that? The Great Discovery, we just did our global launch in March about 5 months ago, and we're growing the platform. We're really sharing it out there. But, future pace us here, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. Where do you see the Great Discovery? What's the dream for the Great Discovery?
The dream is to have an impact on society for the good, for the better. Michael used to say, if we could just give everybody a half a sigma bump in their lives, what would that do? And we can do that through knowledge, Alex, not just through training them on the Great Discovery or taking them through the Great Discovery. That's one way, but through knowledge, we can empower people. So this year, we want to get through our global launch in October. We would like to have, thousands of courses on the platform by the end of this year. We want to have millions of courses in the years to come. We want to be the largest, most known e-learning platform globally in every corner of the world. Every corner, because now even in the Amazon, they have cell phones because they've got Starlink and all that stuff that pretty much covers the globe now. So imagine being able to take the platform to people in places who never even had access before, and now they do. And for any type of knowledge. And then, like you said earlier, Alex, them being able to put their knowledge and we can learn from them. It's empowering humanity with knowledge, all knowledge. And my dream is to see that half a sigma bump. The world is just, there's no better way to put it, going through a lot right now. That's putting it nicely, right? If we can just kind of get it on a better track with knowledge and information, I believe we can do that. And I believe that our platform can really help people see things in a different light. Maybe be able to go out and look at knowledge that might help them better their lives or change the way they think. And that might have an impact on society and where we're going as a society today. Maybe influencing it to be more positive instead of negative. There's so much negativity in the world today. So it's just that. It's getting the knowledge out. I mean, in 5 years, Alex, you know what? I just see us being the Amazon of e-learning. I mean, really think about it, right? I love Amazon. Jim's like, Amazon coming again today? Of course. Sorry. But I mean, that's just kind of how I see it, to where our e-learning platform is coming to homes every single day across the globe, blanketing the globe. We no longer have language barriers. That's all going to be gone really, really soon. In the next week or so, we're going to see some pretty cool technology come up. And so that's my dream, is everyone in the world, empowering them with knowledge and giving them the knowledge to make good decisions and better decisions about their lives, making their lives better and the people around them better. I mean, that's really at the end of the day what it's about. And I will not forget this either. This is another very important vision of the Great Discovery, and something that I'm extremely adamant about, and I will never stop doing, is I want money in people's pockets. I just have such a hard time looking around at the world today and people saying, I can't feed my family. And it just is so sad to me, and it hurts my heart. And that's why we take 70% of every dollar and we pay it out to the field. Now we could have only paid out 40 or even 50%, and people would have been, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And Tim and I said, no. I said, no, Tim, I want to make this life changing for people. I want to not just empower them with knowledge, but I want to be able to put money in their pockets and earn while you learn. I mean, whoever thought that that could happen? You know, I never thought in my lifetime I would see anything like that. And now here I am, you know, one of the creators of it. It's amazing. But that is huge to me, empowering people with knowledge and putting money in their pockets. So that is our vision, and we're not going to stop. Like Tim says, and like I say over and over, we are not stopping. This is my last startup. I don't have another one in me, but this is it. And I made a promise to my late husband that this would go. I would launch this for him. We would get it out to the world, and I'm not stopping. So there's a lot of factors that are keeping me going in this, Alex, and
Yeah.
it's going to go.
Well, you know, the reason I am so passionate about this too is my grandfather was a university president, and he had an equation that was really important to him. It was excellence times scale equals impact. The excellence is Six Sigma. It's that continuous pursuit of perfection. The scale is the Great Discovery platform where we can get it out to every single person on the planet so we can have that amazing impact and really transform people's lives, not just with education, but like you said, with an income opportunity. My life is being radically transformed by the Great Discovery. I love it. I'm in for the entire mission. I'm here until it becomes the largest monetized e-learning platform on the planet, seen all the way through. And we're not going to stop either, Sandra. We do this every single week to highlight how powerful the Great Discovery is for people out there. So we just thank you so much for being on this week. I want to let you get back to your day. So Bree, why don't you wrap us up here today? Thank you so much for being on, Sandra.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I learned so much. I'm so inspired all over again. I'm always inspired when I get to talk to you, Sandra. It's such a privilege, and you bring so much. There is such a deep, we can feel your passion. We can feel how much you care about really making an impact on the world. And each and every one of us can be a part of that when we share this platform and we share this knowledge with the people that we care about. We're sharing something that can help them and change their lives, and then they can share it, and it just keeps on going, and it's going to just sweep the world with more knowledge that people desperately need. And we can start as young as 5 years old. So please go check out the Bentley series. I've got grandkids, or you can buy it for your own kids. If you're looking for I'm already Christmas shopping. So if you're looking for something, go over to the Great Discovery. We're going to have the links in the chat or in the description of this podcast to go check it out. These are going to seriously make a difference in a child's life. If you have teens, get them on this program. They are going to excel, and it's going to make things more possible. And I'm all about possibilities, right? And sometimes when we don't think things are possible, we don't open our eyes to what's there for us to see. Alex is going to put this up. I'll throw this up. This is the Bentley series. Please check it out. I just wanted you to be able to see what it is. You can buy one book and workbook at a time. You can buy the whole set. Get the whole set, please. And check it out. Like this is the beginning. This is opening up a new window, a new door, a new possibility for the children in our lives that we love so dearly, and we want them to have every opportunity. So I'm really passionate about this as well. I'm all about having a global classroom. When we are learning from others around the world, it makes us have a better understanding of others that we inhabit this planet with, and it makes the world a lot kinder and nicer and feel a lot better than it does right now. So get out there, share all this. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. Thank you, Sandra. You're amazing. I can't wait to do more great things, and can't wait for the comic books either. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.